Hey there, Low Brass World. I've created a playlist on here for fingers drills, fingers exercises, and it wasn't anything that was really brought to my attention as I was growing up through junior high, high school, even my undergrad college years. No one really ever pushed me to try to challenge myself to get moving faster with my fingers. I always had pretty decent technique. I could tongue and move my fingers, pretty quick together, quick enough to get by at high school and collegiate levels. But as I started trying to push the boundaries and shoot for higher than college level playing and work on super challenging solos and repertoire, then one of my instructors started saying, well, brought to my attention that exercises to work on all of your technical skills should be present in your daily practice routine, right? So that means just tonguing by itself. You want to build up your tongue and move faster with your single tongue, your double tongue, your triple tongue, then you need specific drills to work on that. You want to work on developing your lip slurs and flexibility, you need specific drills to work on those. So just working on the fingers alone, not working on building your scales up with your tongue and your fingers moving together. Get your tongue out of the way and out of the process of it. Work on just making your fingers faster and more clear. So it's a lot of slur drills. A lot of trumpet players already know this secret, but they're challenged more from even a younger level coming up through junior high and high school, because they get the leads and all that stuff. They get the main melodies, and they get to practice moving their fingers faster. So it might be something that you've already heard other people say, or other students and friends of yours already bring up. But if you haven't, I want to make a playlist available for drills and exercises that will work and help you build that up, right? So whether it's working on take any of your scales, major, minor, whole tone, whatever it is, and no tonguing, just slur the entire thing as fast as you can. I'll put different videos down here of drills that I use and that I recommend my students use, but that's what you want to do. You want to take a lot of the things that you're going to find in solos and in some of that harder repertoire, even some quintet music and other things I play, Tuba, Euphonium, quartet music. Yes, it's fast for my fingers, and a lot of times I got to be able to move my tongue and fingers at the same time fast, but most all of that stuff, whenever you've got to move your fingers real fast, you'll find it's all in either arpeggiated or scale format, right? It's moving one step at a time in a certain scale pattern. So if you get your fingers used to that and moving faster and faster doing it, then you'll already recognize those patterns as they come up, and it's kind of like a G.I. Joe used to say, right? Knowing's half the battle. You'll already have prepared for that. One thing though to think about as you're doing those, because it's going to be slurred, it's not just going to be can you move your fingers fast and have that work and have this valve hit on the downbeat every single time and all that. It's got to be slurred and quick, yes, but it also has to be smooth. It has to be audible to the ear. I have to be able to hear each pitch. So it doesn't work if you hear the slurs as you're playing through a rotary instrument and all you hear is on my instruments. Sometimes I don't oil them as often as I can, so all I hear is the valves popping sometimes, and that doesn't count. So if I'm working on it, I'm really listening to that and I'm making that a part of my focus, then I'm keeping my valves oiled and I'm making sure I hear the notes, not bumps in between the notes. That's another thing I work on when I'm working on smooth slurs, right? There's certain partials where we go from an open fingering and we're going up a half step, whether it's from if you're playing on a B flat tuba, from low B flat up to B natural, or low B flat up to C something. You go concert F up to F sharp, concert B flat up above that up to the B natural. Those half steps or even the whole steps sometimes, if we're slurring, that's a lot of times where we get bumps as brass players, especially playing on a rotor valve instrument instead of piston valve. That comes into play a little bit differently for our instruments, for our rotor valve instruments, than it does for the piston instruments. So it's something that I think is really important to work on, and I hope you find some good helpful videos in here in this playlist. Thanks.